So Jordan Peterson's book is back on the shelves. Let's have a look. Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Heiser Stairs. I have my stein of coffee and I thought we'd read through this article from NewsHub because Jordan Peterson's book is back on the shelves at Whitcoulls in New Zealand. It's been reinstated. So he's celebrating victory over Whitcoulls after the New Zealand company restored his self-help book to its shelves. Now let's just think about that. They removed the book. Do you think this is a mistake on their part or an intentional attempt to censor his book for political reasons? Or it's smart marketing to get their brand some international exposure? Which one do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's A or do you think it's B? Because I'm just too cynical now. I think they're not that smart. I think it's definitely A, and they bug it up. I think they read the mood wrong. But I'd like to hear other people's opinions on this to just gauge the audience. Let's do a bit of A/B testing here before we get into it. So, Whitcoulls dumped Dr. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life and Antidote to Chaos after a photo emerged showing him embracing a fan wearing an anti-Islam t-shirt during his tour of New Zealand. Now, I got to meet Peterson here in Brisbane. I got to shake his hand on the steps of the convention centre. It was nothing special. I didn't pay extra for it. I think it was just lucky. And I'd gone to the effort of cleaning myself up, get a nice suit on, even shaved, and I was wearing a blue suit that was very similar to his. I don't think he noticed it. Other people did afterwards and told me. I didn't notice it either. I was just surprised he was working the room so well. But here's a word of advice. Just some fashion advice from a middle-aged balding guy. Pocket squares, lads. You know, if you're young, you're going out. Ties in Queensland, you can kind of get away without them. It's so bloody hot, but you whack a pocket square in there. Looks fantastic. Makes a world of difference. Classes you up. You got to fake it somehow. So let's get back to this. And my point is I would be shocked if he would even realize what people are wearing around him. He's just so busy, on the go, moving, shaking hands. Unfortunately, 12 Rules for Life is currently unavailable, which is a decision that Whitcoulls has made in light of some extremely disturbing material being circulated prior, during, and after the Christchurch attacks, they said in the email. As a business which takes our responsibilities to our communities very seriously, we believe it will be wrong to support the author at this time. Apologies that we're not able to sell it to you. We appreciate your understanding. Sorry guys, I need another coffee for this one. I love it how they say, we appreciate that you understand that we're being bastards. And so here's the shirt. I'm a proud Islamophobe. I mean, okay, I doubt he's actually medically suffering from a phobia, but he's attempting, I am assuming, to raise awareness about these issues. Okay? He's trying to raise awareness. Now, you see at all of these events, how many people wear provocative shirts? It's a thing that happens. It's part of free speech. It's part of protesting. I mean, bloody hell, didn't Gaga wear like a meat dress? Okay, I mean, she's insane and crazy. Hollywood, that's a whole different world. I won't even go there. Interestingly, its purge didn't extend to Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, which remained available for purchase. But Dr. Peterson's book is now back, much to the relief of his fans. So they didn't get rid of Mein Kampf. I doubt there's much of a demand for it anymore. Maybe we should look at the sales of Mein Kampf and compare it to sales of, I don't know, books that promote radical Islamic ideologies or, third wave feminist books. Maybe, maybe Clementine Ford's book. I knew I'd remember it. Maybe her book we should compare. Why is that still on the shelves? I doubt it is. Anyway, who the hell thought pulling the book was a good idea? One person commented. Yes, well, that's what we all wonder. It's lobster time, another tweeted in excitement. So, they reinstated 12 Rules for Life. Whitcoulls has put 12 Rules for Life back on sale for $40, although it's only available in stores, so you can't get it online. Like you'd go to them online anyway. You'd go to Amazon using my referral link. Or you'd go to, what's that other one? Book Depository. I remember, so much books I bought during uni from there. So it's dangerous. Those type of bookstores are dangerous, especially for architecture books. Architecture books are so expensive, so expensive. In an era of polarizing politics, echo chambers, and trigger warnings, his startling message about the value of personal responsibility and the dangers of ideology has resonated around the world. Its description of the book reads. So why would they ban the book if they agree with that? Because they're falling prey to ideologies. Maybe they need to actually read the book. While it's good news for Dr. Peterson, the backlash to the photo continues. The UK's Cambridge University has announced it would withdraw its offer of a visiting fellowship at the university's Faculty of Divinity. Dr. Peterson had planned to use the time to write lectures on the Bible stories. So this is interesting. This is an interesting addition to what we spoke about in the previous video. The faculty became aware of a photograph of Professor Robinson posing with his arm around a man wearing a t-shirt that clearly bore the slogan, "I'm a proud Islamophobe." Professor Stephen Tope, the university's vice-chancellor, told Times. So it was this photo. This photo was the reason why the university removed his visiting fellowship. Just think about that, because he happened to have a photo taken with this guy. That the opportunity for Peterson to collaborate with these professionals has been removed because of this photo. They're using this as justification. Shouldn't these academics at this level be able to see through this or understand the circumstances and the context? That alone. Sure, a dodgy bookstore on a tiny island bans a book. Okay, fantastic. This is really the worrying part of it. Because I would have thought more from university. I would have thought that, a vice-chancellor would have been smart enough to appreciate the context and going, yeah, okay, that doesn't look good, but we can obviously appreciate where it's coming from, the situation, yada, yada, yada. Maybe we ask that when Peterson's here, we say, could you please take steps to ensure this doesn't happen in the future, and then release a joint statement. But no. Why didn't they do that? Probably because other people, they wanted to get rid of him and just wanted to look for an excuse. And this is the worst part of this entire article that I'm reading here. The casual endorsement by association. Just this here. Endorsement by association of this message was thought to be antithetical to the work of a faculty that prides itself in the advancement of interfaith understanding. Endorsement by association. That is just the worst thing I've ever read. I find the whole idea of that horrific. And I'm noticing it too. I'm noticing it too on YouTube. I'm noticing it too on Facebook groups. They're going, oh no, you can't talk to those people, because they're the alt-right. You can't have a conversation with them. You can't dialogue with people because you'll be associated with them. And I'm going, well, no, you need to talk to all parts of the political spectrum. Everyone has a say in the dialogue. If you want to be a centrist, you need to be able to talk to both sides and have reasonable discussions. This endorsement by association, this is a weapon of the ideologues. They want to stain you. They want to create the illusion to stain people with other people, this other association, just because you happen to go to the same venue at the same time. It's not a legitimate argument. I think it's an ad hominem argument, essentially. Anyway, let's keep going. But let me know what you think about this, guys. Do you think this is a good idea? I think any organization that even utters those sentences should be ashamed. In a strongly worded blog post, Dr. Peterson accused the university of making a serious error of judgment. I think they handled publicizing the rescindment in a manner that could hardly have been more narcissistic, self-congratulatory, and devious, he wrote. I wish them the continued decline in relevance over the next few decades that they deeply and profoundly and diligently work towards and deserve. Well, yes, there were people on my previous video that made comments saying they had never heard of this faculty and this event until this event. So this is probably the most exposure they're ever getting. Just think how much exposure Dr. Peterson gets on his YouTube. A story from my university days. My thesis supervisor was working on his PhD, and his thesis supervisor published the seminal works of his career. And it was a book launch, and there were people invited. On the night that they launched it, 30 people turned up. And this was the seminal work, the peak of his career. Just think about that reach. How much academic work gets forgotten in obscurity? One thing I tend to do when looking at academics and I've done it particularly with Thunderfoot's criticism and comparisons of Jordan Peterson and some creationists. I look at their profile on Google Scholar, the relevance of their work and how often it is cited, or how many times they're cited. From that, I'd argue you can see that they're contributing to the body of knowledge of the profession, or of humanity, which is how you essentially want to measure a academic. But also we should start looking at their YouTube profile. Just look at how many views and how greater reach Peterson is getting compared to other people. You know, I couldn't even mention one person in that faculty without even actually spending some time to look at them, to put effort in. So how relevant are they going to be day to day in people's lives? How much of an impact will they have? How many of their publications will get cited once or twice in obscure journals that will make no dent and be forgotten? So I think, you know, he's in the better position, frankly. So, but he told the Times he will be taking steps to ensure he wouldn't be photographed standing next to people who are wearing provocative political garb. I also have a strong belief that people should be allowed to express themselves as they see fit. I haven't invoked a dress code at my lectures, feeling that free people who've taken the time and trouble to attend and travel and pay have the right, as they certainly do, to wear whatever they choose, he wrote in an email. Having said that, and despite the low base rate and my feelings about allowing those who attend my lectures their freedom of dress, I have now asked the company that handles the photographs to politely ask those who are photographed with me to refrain from more provocative political garb, given that the fallout can be used by those who are not fond of me, a serious understatement, to capitalize on the opportunity the photos provide, particularly in isolation and context-free. So guys, what do you think? I think that's a reasonable approach. I think it's a sad sign of the times and of the political world that we live in and how people will use things out of context for their own gains. I think the Bookstore buggered up. You know, at least it'll get them a bit of attention, but I don't think it'll get them any more sales. So guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Ding the bells to see my daily updates, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.